Yo guys, how's it going? AK Moto here, right here at White Knuckle on the 110. And I'm just gonna get straight into the topic of this video. Chris is out there ripping. But soon I might be selling this bike, guys. To cut it to y'all straight, soon I might be selling this bike. For those who aren't familiar with this bike, this is my 2013 Yamaha TTR-110. This bike holds a soft spot in my heart because this is actually my very first dirt bike, and I'm lucky enough to still own it. We got this bike new in 2013. It is now 2023. It's been 10 years and this bike is still kicking with no major work to it. It's pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome what these little air-cooled trail bike 4-strokes are capable of in terms of reliability and longevity. Still runs perfect. But yeah, soon guys, I might be selling it. For the main reason of I really just don't use this bike anymore. It sits around in my garage just collecting dust. And if I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, I think some kid would be much better off, you know, enjoying this bike, using it for what it is, versus me just having it sitting in my garage collecting dust. As much as it would hurt to see this little bike go, again guys, it's just I don't use it. And to think about how much fun I had back when I first got this bike, you know, some kid could be having so much fun on this bike right now, and I just think it definitely is a lot better off going to, you know, someone who's actually going to use it. Now for a while I had plans to make this thing into some cool pit bike build, but to be totally honest with you guys, pit bike parts are really expensive. It's pretty much as much, if not sometimes more, than parts for big bikes, and to me that's just a little ridiculous. And maybe someday down the road I'll do some kind of cool pit bike build, but that's just gonna have to be for some time down the road, because I could probably like do so many upgrades to my big bikes for how much money I could put into this little bike to make it into a little pit bike build. But yeah guys, me and this bike go way back. I mean, I learned to ride on this bike at this very track, White Knuckle Ranch MX here in Hondo, Texas. And this was literally my first gasoline powered dirt bike. It has 150 engine hours on it now, or just under, closer to like 145. And in the 10 years that I've owned it, I've done no major work to it. All we've done is oil changes and the air filters every once in a while, and nothing else. And this bike's honestly just been one of the most durable bikes I've ever owned. Only thing I did do more recently is I put some Dunlop MX53 tires front and rear. And guys, if you guys have a little 110 and you're looking to get a little more out of it, whether it's a kid's bike or a pit bike for an adult, throw some better tires on there. It is worth every single penny. The stock tires these bikes come with aren't that great, and the moment I did that upgrade, just so much better in terms of grip and handling. As you guys can see, I have some non-OEM plastics on here. They're a little scuffed up though, but other than that, other than the tires, this thing's all stock. I haven't had to open the motor up once, just oil changes and air filters. And I know the service intervals really aren't very often for this bike, which is pretty crazy to think how low maintenance these bikes are. Honestly guys, this is a great beginner bike. This is the bike I started on. This is where I got all my foundational skills. At the end of the day, this is a trail bike, so it does have very limited suspension capabilities, but when you are a beginner, it's not the end of the world. If you're looking to race actual motocross, you know, competitively, this probably wouldn't be your bike if you're, you know, in the age group to fit this bike. But if it's your first bike and you're looking to start out slow with a good reliable bike that's just not going to get you over your head, you know, in too deep right away, it's just a great bike. Now this bike doesn't have any issues or anything with it right now, but before I sell it, I am going to throw a new plastics kit on. I already have the parts all ordered and at my house. I just need to put them on. But I did order some new plastics. Doesn't really need them. These ones are a little scuffed, but it's just kind of one of those things. I want this bike to be completely dialed before it goes to whoever the next owner ends up being. I'm going to replace these handlebars. These are the stock bars. They're slightly bent. This side slightly bent inwards from a little tip over. So I did order some new OEM bars. I ordered a chain and sprockets. It doesn't really need them, but these are the originals. They're 10 years old, and I figured that's a wear item. I might as well replace them just to get this bike extra dialed in for the next owner. And I'm gonna do an oil change. I got some new grips because these are the original grips, and you guys can see they are literally flat, worn out. So definitely gonna get some new one of those. And then I also put an extended shifter on here, which helps for adult riders. But I intend on selling this bike to a kid. Whoever buys it buys it, but I got a normal length shift lever as well for that. And I'm also missing a couple bolts here and there, so I'm going to put those in. But yeah, I really didn't have to do any of that stuff, but I just want to make sure before this bike goes to its next owner that it is 100% dialed in. Right now I'm actually out here riding it today just to get one last little ride in on it. But also this bike does have some kind of older gas in it, and I'm trying to burn that. But what sucks is this bike is so fuel efficient as it is, so it's going to take me a while to, you know, burn some of this gas down. But I guess I'm just going to mob around here for a little while and at least get as much of it down as I can, and I could always just drain it all. But yeah guys, this has been a very reliable bike in all the time I've owned it. A great beginner bike, and you see like this little guy, he's on a little TTR-50, great beginner bike. There's a little TTR-110, that one's a bunch newer, and that one has aftermarket bars. But these are just great beginner bikes, guys. Definitely going to be sad to part ways with your very first dirt bike. But again, guys, I just don't get much usage out of this, and some kid could be having so much more fun, just like I did with this bike right now. So I am probably going to be parting ways with it, probably going to be selling it. And but before I do sell it, I am going to make a lot of videos on basic maintenance. So I'm probably going to not tackle an oil change video. I'm probably going to do a valve clearance check video, air filter video, or whatever combination of videos. So if you guys want to see any maintenance videos or anything related like that on this bike before I sell it, let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and I'll try and tackle it real quick. And this bike is really easy to maintain. It really doesn't require much maintenance at all. I mean, this thing has 150 hours, and I've done less maintenance on it than I have on any of my big bikes. And it's still trucking on perfectly well. So if you guys want to see any maintenance videos, definitely put them in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get those done before I sell the bike. But I guess you can say this is a review video. I mean, this bike is 10 years old, so it isn't fresh, but it's honestly in great condition for a 10-year-old bike. But yeah, here I'm gonna go rip it around a little more, see if I can drain a little bit of gas out of this thing. Again, that's kind of working against me because this bike is stupidly fuel efficient, which is, I guess, a plus. But yeah, we're gonna rip around a little while. Obviously, you know, I can't push it on this bike because this is a child's bike at the end of the day, and I don't have any modifications to acclimate it to a heavier rider. So we gotta take it easy, that's for sure. But this bike does work pretty well as a pit bike. Even more if you put, you know, modifications like heavier springs and stuff on it, which I haven't. And if you guys have any questions on this bike, you know, I've owned it for 10 years. I've learned a lot in that time. Definitely put them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them all. But yeah, honestly guys, this has been a great bike, and I just wanted to come out here and just, again, get one little last good ride in, go through a tank of gas if I can, and just kind of tell you guys a little bit about the history of this bike. And again, like I said, this was my very first dirt bike. If you're looking for your very first dirt bike, if you have a kid or someone who's growing into the sport, I think this is a great place to get started. Again, assuming you're already, you know, basically starting from scratch. If you already have a lot of experience and you're looking to race, it might be worth looking into a more capable bike like a 65cc bike. But this was honestly great as my first dirt bike. But if you are a new rider, I definitely think this is a great first dirt bike, especially for kids, or most definitely for kids. But yeah guys, pretty crazy to think that this bike's already 10 years old, guys. Before I sell it, I'm going to clean it up real nice. Just things I like to do, you know, I'd like for someone else to do if they sold me a bike. You know, I'm just going to make sure this thing's dialed in. Yeah, I guess we'll go rip this thing. I'm just sitting here idling, so pretty high for being not that much different than a lawnmower engine. Yeah guys, for this bike being 10 years old, it runs like new. It's pretty awesome. But yeah guys, I know this is a really quick short little video. But yeah, again, if you guys have any videos you want to see here in the near future on the 110 in terms of like oil changes or maintenance, let me know. Drop a comment down below and I'll try and make that video happen. But yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. I know this was a pretty quick one, but just wanted to give you guys like a mini little review of the 10 years I've had this TTR-110 here. And it's been a great bike. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Peace.